We're reading from, okay, we'll chant some prayers and then we'll read. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tatho Jayamudiraye Nashtaprayeshu Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavatyuttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki. We are reading from Canto 5, Chapter 13, Text 14. Tam stan vipannan sahitatra tatra Vihaya jatam parigrahya sarthaha Avartate dhyapi na kaschidatra Viradvana paramupaiti yogam. Is it visible to everyone? Okay. Tam stan vipannan sahitatra tatra Vihaya jatam parigrahya sartaha Avartate dhyapi na kaschidatra Viradvana paramupaiti yogam. Tam stan vipannan sahitatra tatra Vihaya jatam parigrahya sarthaha Avartate dhyapi na kaschidatra Viradvana paramupaiti yogam. Yeah, two more from Prabhuji and then we'll have Mataji's. Yeah. One more from Prabhuji's. Mataji's.
Tam stan vipannan sahitatra tatra Vihaya jatam parigrihya sartha Avartate dhyapi na kaschidatra Viradvana paramupaiti yogam. Tam stan vipannan sahitatra tatra Vihaya jatam parigrihya sartha
Word to word meaning. Tan tan, all of them. Vipannan, embarrassed in various ways. Saha, the living being. He, certainly. Tatra tatra, here and there. Vihaya, giving up. Jatam, those who are newly born. Parigraya, taking. Sa arthaha, the living being searching for his own interest. Avartate, wanders in this forest. Adya api, even until now. Na, not. Kaschit, any of them. Atra, here in this forest. Veera, O hero. Advanaha, of the path of material life. Param, the ultimate end. Upaiti, gets. Yogam, the process of devotional service to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Translation. My dear King, on the forest path of material life, first a person is bereft of his father and mother, and after their death he becomes attached to his newly born children. In this way he wanders on the path of material progress and is eventually embarrassed. Nonetheless, no one knows how to get out of this even up to the moment of death. Purport. In this material world, family life is an institution of sex. Yan maithunadi grihamedi sukham. Through sex, the father and mother beget children, and the children get married and go down the same path of sexual life. After the death of the father and mother, the children get married and beget their own children. Thus, generation after generation, these things go on in the same way without anyone's attaining liberation from the embarrassment of material life. No one accepts the spiritual process of knowledge and renunciation, which end in bhakti yoga. Actually, human life is meant for jnana and vairagya, knowledge and renunciation. Through these, one can attain the platform of devotional service. Unfortunately, people in this age avoid the association of liberated people, sadhu sangha, and continue in their stereotyped way of family life. Thus, they are embarrassed by the exchange of money and sex. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshuronmilitam Jena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Jena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guroho Shri Juta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gauratvishe Namaha He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vasute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhyaiva Cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Mukam karoti vachalam pangum langhayate girim Yat kripatam bande Shri Gurum Dinatarinam Paramananda Madhavam Shri Chaitanya Ishwaram Hare Krishna, welcome everyone for the Sunday feast class. Very happy. I keep sitting on this Vyasasana often, but Sunday feast in ACS after every few months. So very happy, to serve all the devotees, all my superiors. This is a very nice section, but very heavy. Forest of material enjoyment. And in this entire section, Jada Bharat is preaching to Maharaj Rahugan. Jada Bharat is a sadhu, Maharaj Rahugan is a grihastha. And Jada Bharat is speaking so many different things, directly beating on the pain points of this personality, Maharaj Rahugan. He's describing that people are envious of each other. People are fighting with each other. And I don't think I need to elaborate on this point. Every single house, you will see this. There's so many fights, so much of enviousness. Amongst relatives itself, we need not go out to see all this. These are within the family. And then it is also described that how people struggle for their livelihood. From early morning to late night, the work goes on and on and on as if that is the goal of life. One of devotees, early morning, something was there, he went early morning to office and he came late night, around 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock. And he was telling, Prabhuji, so much of work is there. I said, congratulations, continue. What to do? To sustain in this world, and especially now in this age of Kali, in this generation, this corporate setup that is there, is squeezing the last bit. And I see when our devotees come back from the office, it's almost like chusawa arm, fully squeezed, last drop of juice that is there in the body is squeezed and completely sad and then exhausted. But what to do, that's how it is. And maintaining relationships, so much of struggle is there in maintaining relationships also. One devotee was sharing that a couple came to them and they said that we live in a joint family. And he was very happy. Oh, in this age, there's a joint family. Who all are there in your family? Me and my wife. we remain joined together. That itself is joint family. Because now in this age, to stay together, with this huge egos is so difficult. So difficult. I was hearing a class of a sannyasi, senior Prabhupada disciple. He was traveling, with one of his disciples. This is in a foreign country. And every 1 hour, this devotee would call his wife. And they will speak something. So the sannyasi asked from behind, what you're speaking so much and with whom are you speaking? He said that I'm speaking with my wife. He said, why so often? He said, Prabhuji, I have to call every 1 hour and I have to tell her that I love you. If I don't do that, our marriage will break. How much struggle is there to maintain relationships? How much struggle? And in all this struggle, there's so much of suffering. And in that suffering, when we say there is a photo session, and the person is taking photo, he has to tell from his side, smile please. What to do? This is what is the struggle that is there in this world. So while reading this section, one question comes, that why is there so much of struggle? Why is there so much of suffering? And the center point of all this is only one, And that is because we are hankering for sense gratification. That is the root cause of everything. Since we are hankering for sense gratification, unfortunately, all these different things will come into picture. Therefore, one thing has to be understood. जब तक हम भगवान के लिए नहीं रोएंगे, तब तक इस दुनिया में रोते रहेंगे. Till the point we don't cry for Krishna, we will remain crying in this world, suffering in the cycle of birth and death. And that's a fact. Therefore, Srila Gaur Govind Maharaj, he would say this. I have opened a crying school. Crying for whom? Crying for Krishna. Crying for Krishna. This is so very important. So very important. Because when someone hankers for Krishna, you will see that they will not be affected by anything of this world. In fact, our devotees only you take for yourself. That when we are practicing bhakti, now there are people around, our relatives, etc. They will sometimes taunt us saying, oh, you have become this, you have become that. Now you don't eat in our house, you have given up non-veg, you have given up alcohol, this and that. But devotees don't get affected much. Those fixed up devotees will not get affected much. Now just imagine about those people who are hankering for Krishna intensely in their life. Just think about them. For them, anything and everything of this world doesn't matter. Let anything happen, doesn't matter. Like in case of Srila Prabhupada. So there was the war that was going on, and Prabhupada's in Kolkata. And there are bomb blasts going on. And there's a bomb that is just getting dropped besides his house or something like that. And Prabhupada is like, no problem. Completely dependent on the Lord. He is not worrying what's going to happen. And at that time Prabhupada says, Mare Krishna Rakhe Krishna Mare ke. If Krishna wants to kill, who can protect? And if Krishna wants to protect, who can kill? That is the mode of a devotee, because he's anchoring for Krishna, to attain Krishna. Therefore, we need to meditate on this point, how to develop this hankering for Krishna. If we can somehow develop this hankering for Krishna, life will be successful. This hankering is something that we need to think of, and we need to meditate on, contemplate on. In Srimad Bhagavatam, 6th canto, there's something called as Chatushloki of 6th canto. That is Vritrasura's prayers. Amazing prayers. 6th canto, 11th chapter, Shloka 24 to 27. Amazing set of prayers. So deep and so wonderful. If you are not read, please read. 6, 11, 24 to 27. Wonderful prayers. In that, at one place, Vritrasura is helping us to understand how this hankering should be towards Krishna. How one should hanker for Krishna. He gives 3 analogies. He says, Ajata paksha iva mataram khaga sthanyam yatha vatsatara shuddha arthaha priyam priyaiva yushitam vishanna manora vindaksha didikshate tvam. Beautiful prayer. First he says that Ajata Paksha Iva Mataram Khagaha. Ajata Paksha. That bird which is just hatched from the egg, no wings. And so many birds like that will be there in the nest. The mother bird has gone out to get something for them. Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, he writes the commentary for this verse, he says that these birds who remain in the nest, the birdlets, they're very fearful. They're very fearful of the owls which are around. And when they make the sound, they become very fearful. And their wings, they keep flapping. The wings are not developed, but they keep flapping uselessly. And when there's some wind and the leaves on the tree, when they move, they think that mother has come. Mummy has come. And they open their beak and keep looking up. Now mother will put something in my mouth. So this baby bird is hankering so much for the mother. And Vritrasura is saying, we have to hanker for Krishna like this. But Vritrasura thinks, no, this is not a good analogy. Why this is not a good analogy? Because this birdlet in the nest is waiting for the mother, because mother will get something to feed from outside. So Vritrasura is like, no, this is not a good thing. This is not a good thing. Then second analogy then he says, Sthanyam yatha vatsatara shudhartha. Now he's talking about vatsa. He's talking about calf. Calf is tied in the cow shed. Cow is not there, mother is not there, she has gone out for grazing. And I don't know how many of you have seen a calf tied, and when the mother comes close, how the calf tries to pull itself and go towards the cow. Now, because the calf is very hungry and it wants to feed on the milk of the mother. The calf is just trying to pull itself and go towards the mother. And Vritrasura is saying that I want to have this hankering, or my hankering for Krishna is like this calf. Like this calf who is hankering for the mother. And again Vritrasura says, no, this is not a good analogy. Why? Okay, the calf is hankering for the mother, but now the calf is hankering for mother's milk. In the case of bird, the birdlet was not hankering for the body of the mother bird, but mother will get something from outside, some snacks from outside to feed. So he's waiting. But here in this case, the calf is waiting for the mother's body. But again, waiting for mother's body because he's going to suck the milk from the mother's body. So Vritrasura is like, nahi, ye bhi acha analogy is not good. Then he says, Priyam Priyaiva Yushitam Vishanna. Then he talks about a female. She's at home and the husband has gone out for some long tour, office work or whatever. And both of them, they have intense love for each other. And this female, who knows no one else apart from the husband, she is thinking, what will be my husband eating there? Is his health is good or not? How is the weather there? If he comes back, I'll make this for him and serve, and I'll take care of him like this. I'll satisfy him like this. So she's thinking and she's craving for the association of the husband. And Vritrasura says, this is the right analogy. And he's saying, I want the same hankering, or I want to hanker for Krishna like this Priya hankering for Priyatam. Why? Because now this Priya is not hankering that, oh, now my husband will come and he'll get me jewelry, he'll get me silk sari, etc., etc. No. She is thinking, now when he comes back, I'll serve him like this, I'll serve him like this. And therefore, at the end he says, Manoravindaksha didrikshate tvam. Manoravindaksha. May my mind be always hankering to serve Krishna. I want to serve Krishna. So in this way, Vritrasura is teaching us how to hanker for Krishna. Someone might hanker for Krishna that, oh Krishna, when will you come in my life so that my life becomes opulent? Okay, that's good, no doubt. At least he's hankering for Krishna. And some other person might think, oh Krishna, when you will come, if you come, I'll enjoy. Oh, that is also good. He's hankering. When I see you, I take your darshan, I'll enjoy taking your darshan. हम लोग क्या करें, बद्ध जीव ना हम लोग. We want to enjoy Lord's beauty also. We want to enjoy everything. Sometimes devotees say, see Prabhuji, we don't have taste for holy name, we don't have taste for taking darshan, but we have taste for prasad. But actually, to be frank, we don't have taste for prasad, we have taste for variety of food items, that's it. Taste for prasad means different. Taste for prasad means different. Taste for prasad means there is Karela that is served and you put in the mouth and then you go, oh, this is so sweet. This is called taste for prasad. Because why? What is he tasting in the bitterness of the Karela? He is tasting the mood that yes, Krishna has eaten this. It is so sweet. Krishna has eaten this, because if Krishna is eating something, how can that be bitter? So in this way, it's a very, very important thing that we understand from Vritrasura, that one has to hanker for Krishna. And the one who hankers for Krishna is the one who will advance in spiritual life. Now sometimes devotees say that, Abhi kahan jaye, how to learn all this? We need not go anywhere. Prabhupada has created a platform for all of us, and on this platform, this is what Srila Prabhupada wants us to develop, that is hankering to attain Krishna. And Srila Prabhupada personally, he would teach this to his disciples, in different ways. Once Srila Prabhupada was in Hyderabad, Madras, Chennai, in 1972. And he was invited by a person whose name was Veeraswamy, the Chief Justice of that place. And then when Prabhupada goes to some place, how that person will not become a devotee? Even this person started hankering for the association of Prabhupada and his associates, I mean the disciples of Srila Prabhupada. And he would come and often visit. And at that time, Shyama Sundar Prabhu, Malati Mataji, one of the senior disciples of Srila Prabhupada, they had a daughter, 3-year-old daughter, her name was Saraswati. And this Saraswati became very dear to this Veeraswamy. So one day when Veeraswamy visited their place, he got a 6-inch silver Krishna Murti and gave it to Saraswati. And Saraswati was very happy. She is 3-year-old and here is a 6-inch deity for her. And she was very happy. And after some time when Veeraswamy came again, so Srila Prabhupada said, see, that silver Murti that you gave, it is not good to keep it with a small girl like this. It's dangerous. So I have took it away and I am going to give her a similar Murti of Krishna. Now when they were discussing this, suddenly the door banged and Saraswati entered and she started crying loudly that where is Krishna, my Krishna? Where is he? Someone has taken it. And Prabhupada is asking Saraswati, that Saraswati, where is Krishna? And Saraswati is saying, I don't know where is he. Someone has stolen it. Saraswati, go and check near the pillow. She goes running towards the pillow and she picks up the pillow. There is no Krishna. And then Prabhupada, did you find Krishna? No, Krishna is not here. Go and see at the shelf. And she runs from that place to the shelf and she is seeing and then there is no Murti there. And then she is like, Prabhupada, there is no Krishna here. And then she is looking at everyone around. Tears are filled in the eyes. And she is asking everyone, where is my Krishna? Where is my Krishna? And at that time, Srila Prabhupada, looking at all his disciples who were there, he started singing, He Radhe Vraja Devi Ke Chalalite, He Nanda Sono Kuta. And then Prabhupada said, this is how our Goswamis hanker for Krishna. Our Goswamis run around in Vrindavan. Hey Radhe, oh Srimati Radharani, hey Nanda Suna, oh Krishna. Where are you? Are you at Govardhan? They'll run towards Govardhan. Are you at Kalindi Jamuna? They'll run towards Jamuna. Are you in this forest? They'll run towards that forest. And Prabhupada said, this our Goswami's mood is. They don't say have seen Krishna, but they're hankering to attain Krishna's eternal service. And looking at Saraswati, he was giving this very beautiful understanding to all the disciples. And disciples were getting goosebumps looking at the situation because they're able to see what Prabhupada has done. He has created that Vipralamba Bhava in this little Saraswati, 3 years old. And then when Saraswati, she was looking at everyone. Then one of the devotees standing there, she asked Saraswati, Saraswati, where is Krishna? And she was like, I don't know. And then they asked, who has Krishna? And then Saraswati's eyes widened and face was effulgent. And she said, Prabhupada has Krishna. And she ran towards Prabhupada. And when she ran towards Prabhupada, Prabhupada understood and then he removed the deity and then gave it to her. So in this way we see that Srila Prabhupada, in various occasions, he has proved that how important it is to hanker for only one thing in life, that is to attain Krishna. There's nothing else that is there in life to hanker for. Therefore, it is very, very important that every devotee who is part of ISKCON, International Society for Krishna Consciousness, to understand that this is a platform where we can develop this mode of hankering to attain Krishna. All the problems that we have in life, now, as of now, is only because of this one thing, that we are not hankering for Krishna, but we are hankering for sense gratification. And since we hanker for sense gratification and I want it, naturally anyone who comes and stops that becomes the enemy, and anyone who helps us to do sense gratification becomes our friend. And as soon as that thing is taken away, which is our sense gratification object, naturally fights begin. Naturally, there's so much of struggle to maintain one's livelihood and relationships, etc. Therefore, this entire world is full of struggle. When the baby takes birth, it takes birth crying. And if the baby doesn't cry, the nurse will pinch and make sure it cries because that's natural. If the baby is not crying, it's not natural. And guess what? At the end of life also, the person cries and he dies. That's a fact of this world. And in between, what happens? In between also he keeps crying. And between the two cries, when he's shant, he thinks he's happy. That is what is happiness of this world. And Jada Bharat is speaking about all this. Now, what to hanker for is something that is very, very important. Yes, we said we have to anchor for attaining Krishna's eternal service. But various other steps in between, that has to be understood. And our acharyas teach us, these various steps. Srila Narottam Das Thakur, he's teaching us in his bhajan. Very beautiful. Very beautifully, Narottam Das Thakur, he sings. Gauranga bolite habe pulaka sharira Hari Hari bolite nayane babenira. Here Narottam Das Thakur is saying that Gauranga bolite habe pulaka sharira Hari Hari bolite nayane babenira. Oh, when that day will come, when I chant the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. When I chant the holy names of the Lord, when will that day come when the tears flow from my eyes and my entire body shivers in ecstasy? That is the first hankering that Narottam Das Thakur has. Now sometimes devotees say, Prabhuji, this is too much. Bahut high level ho gaya. Every day I chant, nothing happens. Only times when tears come, at least what I have experienced is, it's night 11 o'clock and your 16 rounds are remaining. That's the only time when tears come. When will I finish and when will I sleep? Tomorrow I have to get up for Mangalarati. But just think about it. The devotees are sometimes they're very blunt in saying, "Bro, all this is like not practical. How is this possible? We chant the holy name and we are in ecstasy. Ashta Sattvic Vikar manifests in our body." Then the question comes, then what are we doing in ISKCON? What is the need of being in ISKCON then? If we think that this state of attaining ecstasy in Krishna consciousness is something that is beyond our reach, then what are we doing here then? What is the need of being in ISKCON? I was just contemplating on this one verse. Say, at the time of death, we are on the deathbed. And there are people who come around to see us. And say our subordinates are there. They all have come to see us off. Prabhuji ja rahe abhi, Golok Vrindavan. And they feel like that, we know our destination. And at that time, say those devotees, they are asking us, so Prabhuji, what do you say? The process works? We are about to leave our body. Now it's expected that in that state, we will be remembering Krishna, we will be in ecstasy and we are supposed to leave the body. And in that state, these people are asking, Prabhuji, does the process works? Kya bolenge? Just imagine the situation. No? Just put yourself in the situation. Just imagine that you're on the deathbed and someone is coming and asking, does the process works? And we look into his eyes and the only thing that we'll be able to say is, I don't know. I don't know. मतलब क्या किए पूरे life फिर? This is my personal contemplation of myself. So if you feel it is worth contemplating, you can also contemplate on this. But I was contemplating this, so many devotees keep telling, oh, you're this devotee, that devotee, so great, this and that. All the devotion will be tested at the time of death. Bhajan karo, sadhan karo, marte jaan le hoy. Become a pure devotee and roam around in the Sunday feast classes here and there. That is all okay. People might say, Prabhuji, you're a pure devotee, Mataji, you're such a pure devotee, etc. But the actual test of our bhajan is at the time of death. And at the time of death, what is the situation? That will determine our bhajan. So now, if we are not hankering to attain this stage, that yes, I want to attain this stage where I am attached to the holy name, I'm attached, or I'm attracted towards the holy name, I have taste for the holy name, and I'm feeling the ecstasy of chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. If we don't attain that, what answer we will give to those people that does the process works? Just imagine, if we reach the stage of attaining Krishna Prem before we leave our body, and we are there on the deathbed, and when someone is asking us, does the process works? with the glittering eyes and glowing face, when we say it works, that will be an actual service for the society, because everyone in the society, will get that confidence it works. All glories to Prabhupada's disciples. One of the disciples of Srila Prabhupada, His Holiness Kadam Kanan Maharaj. He did this wonderful service, for the mission, where he recorded a video and he told his disciples that publish this after I leave the body. And in that video, I don't know how many of you watched. If you're not, please watch. There he says confidently, meet you on the other side. I'm going, meet you on the other side. When I heard that, I was getting good goosebumps. Process works, Baba, process works. The only thing that is needed is we're supposed to hanker for that. Agar goal hi clear nahi hai, then what are we going to do? Then we'll not aspire to go towards that. Therefore, Narottam Das Thakur is teaching what to aspire for. That yes, I have to reach that stage when I chant the holy names of the Lord, I chant with taste. And I don't want to stop chanting. Now, as soon as 16 beats come down of Sakshi Mala, it's like a big burden relieved. ऐसा नहीं है कि अभी और ऊपर करेंगे फिर और 16 करेंगे. Ekadashi, I was thinking. So morning I chanted some good number of rounds, and 25 is what we chant on Ekadashi. And then evening I was chanting the rest of the rounds. And then I was thinking, why am I doing these 25 rounds? And then I saw Guru Maharaj's photo and I said, only because you have instructed, I'm doing. अगर आप नहीं बोलते तो पक्का मैं नहीं करता. I'm very much satisfied with my 16 rounds. That is what is the current situation. But we have these great devotees in ISKCON. I'm not talking about outside ISKCON. I'm not talking about 500 years back. I'm talking about the current state. There's so many devotees who still chant a good number of rounds every single day. Good means 17 nahi. Good means 64, 100. So many devotees are there like that. Now someone will say, Prabhuji, hum bhi kar sakte hai, but time nahi hai. See, one thing we have to remember, it's not about time, it's about taste. It's not about time, it's about taste. अरे टाइम मिल भी जाए, जैसे निर्जला एकादशी, कुछ भी तो नहीं करते उस दिन, कुछ भी नहीं करते, सेवा भी नहीं करते उस दिन तो. निर्जल कर रहे हैं तो बस बैठे रहो, वॉशरूम तो जाना नहीं है, कुछ है नहीं अंदर निकालने के लिए. So nothing is there that day to do, but still to chant becomes so difficult. And devotees take leave also from the office. In the office में कुछ नहीं कर सकते वैसे भी जाके. So we are there, but that taste is not there. Somehow 16 के ऊपर 32 कर लेते कोई 64. But still time is there, but then we are like, no, done for the day, enough. The taste is not there. Time is there, but taste is not there. Therefore, this one thing we have to always meditate on is when that day will come in my life also. We have to hanker for that day. When we hanker for that day, we will attain that day. If we don't hanker, then we will not attain. Simple. So the first thing that Narottam Das Thakur is saying. Then he sings. Arka benitai chander karuna hoibe samsara vasana mora kabe tuchha habe. And he says this very, very wonderful thing, very beautiful thing, that when will I receive mercy of Nityananda Prabhu? And when I receive his mercy, my heart will be fully cleansed of all the samsara vasana. Those devotees who are practicing from quite some time, from some years, will surely agree that how we are so contaminated and so fallen, and how our heart is filled with anarthas. Newcomers will not be able to understand much. I was giving class in some place and I was saying this, that we are so fallen, we are contaminated, we are filled with anarthas. And one Mataji who was coming a few times, so she said that, no, Prabhuji, I don't think so, I'm so fallen as you're describing. That was first time I heard something like that in an open class. And I was dumbfolded at that time. What should I say now? Now I cannot prove, no, you're fallen. I cannot prove that. But this is a fact. With time, as we grow in Krishna consciousness, as we spend sincere years in Krishna consciousness, not just years, I'm saying sincere years in Krishna consciousness, then with time we'll realize that I'm a gone case. And with time, the devotee can also predict what was his past life. how sinful I might be in the past. How sinful. If today I'm getting these vasanas of whatever, telling a lie or some illicit desires or whatever, if today I'm getting these different vasanas, it means that I've done this in the past. That's how my past life has been. And therefore those impressions are still lingering around in my mind. See, as of now, what state we are in? Say we get some illicit thought and like, no, I'm not supposed to think. It means, okay, we have come to a point where vasana is popping up, but then I'm trying to artificially stop it. That's very good. Appreciate it. That's the effort, the endeavor of a devotee. But the question comes is that why that vasana has to come, why that vasana has not gone till now? Why it has not gone till now, even after years of practice? One senior devotee was telling that Krishna consciousness is a perfect process. Anyone who practices that perfectly, sincerely, it has to work and the person has to be free from the vasanas. It has to happen because it's a process, it's a bona fide, authenticated process. And that is not happening in our life after years together. It means there is some problem in the practice. When I heard this, I was getting goosebumps that yes, this is the truth. Because the process has no problem. The process is bona fide. Our acharyas have told it is bona fide. They have experienced it. They have spoken about it. And if I am not experiencing, then there is a problem with me and my practice. Therefore, this question comes, or this hankering should be there that when will I receive mercy of Nityananda Prabhu? And by his mercy, when will the vasanas go away? So if the vasanas have not gone, this also goes on to say that I have not received the mercy of Nityananda Prabhu. And Nityananda Prabhu is Adi Guru, so it also goes on to say I have not received the mercy of my spiritual master. Now the question comes, how to receive mercy of spiritual master? Srila Prabhupada said, whatever little you do in Krishna consciousness, I am pleased. And that is the mood of all the spiritual masters in ISKCON. But the thing is that when we serve the instruction of the spiritual master selflessly, without any expectation of puja la pratishtha also, that is the time we are capable, we are the right patra to receive the mercy of the spiritual master. He is showering. He is all kripalu. He is showering. But the proper patra is not there as of now to receive. Because there are some ulterior motives still hidden in the heart. I'm talking about myself. Still hidden in the heart. Yes. Still hidden in the heart that yes, puja la pratishtha. People should respect. People should appreciate whatever seva I do. Yes, people should recognize and acknowledge. Even if I pick up one kachara from here and put it into the dustbin, people should say, kitna acha cleaning kiya hai. Someone should say that. And when I offer bhoga to Krishna and when I serve to devotees, then I ask devotees that, kaise bana hai Prabhuji? Ye item, ye. Kaise bana hai? Yes. And the answer, now say the person does not know that that person has prepared, and like, theek nahi hai. Oh, aisa hai kya? Maine to nahi bana. Krishna, Govinda. This is what is our current state. This is something which is very frank. This is what is our current state. Ulterior motives are still hidden. And sometimes when devotees say that I saw Krishna in the dream and all that, I say just forget it. That is not the actual darshan. Someone was asking me this recently in some Sunday feast class in some other place, that what if a person gets Krishna in the dream? What does it mean? I said it means nothing. Then I said, is it possible that Krishna can come in the dream in green color? Is it possible? And that devotee was like, yes, Prabhu. And I understood what dreams they're getting. Now see, it's all concoction that is there. We see the form of the Lord and some color and then we mix it. Now sometimes, once one devotee said, Prabhuji, Krishna came in my dream in jeans pant. What does that mean? Then I said, it means that your mind is contaminated. Nothing else. Mind is contaminated. So, see, this is what is our current situation. So, usme agar kuch dream aata hai, okay, it is good by the way. At least we are not getting some nonsensical things in the dream. It is good. But it is not something that we are supposed to meditate on and think about, maybe I've attained that state which Prabhuji was describing in the class. Nothing like that. When we'll attain those higher states, when our heart is cleansed, when we cross the stage of anartha nivritti, then we can go ahead. And if now that heart is not cleansed, it means we have not received the mercy of spiritual master. It is not received because still those ulterior motives are there, unfortunately. कभी कभी इतना pathetic लगता है कि even after speaking so much, hearing so much, reading so much, still the contamination remains. But the best part is that by the mercy of Srila Prabhupada and all the senior devotees, we get to hear all this and we start meditating on it and start praying to the Lord. This is what is my situation, please help me. Oh, that is an improvement for sure. That is an improvement for sure, no doubt about that. Therefore, here we have to always meditate that when will that day come when I will be able to serve my Guru Maharaj's instruction selflessly without any ulterior motive. It is described that pure devotees don't like to hear their own glorification. When they hear their own glorification, it feels like molten iron put into the ears. Therefore, they close their ears. Vishnu, Vishnu, kya bol rahe ho aap? Nahi, I am not like that. And when it comes to us, when someone glorifies us, like, yes, please, more. Open. Ears are open. So this is what is the state. So when we consciously try to overcome this, that will help. Because as of now, one thing is there, that when we consciously endeavor towards reaching this platform of selfless service, Krishna will see, that he is filled with anarthas, but still he is trying his best to consciously overcome this. Okay, let me shower my mercy onto him. And guess what? Only by Krishna's mercy, all these different things can happen. Your heart can be cleansed. Sometimes devotees ask that, okay, I am doing Prabhuji selflessly, but how will my Guru Maharaj know? How will Srila Prabhupada know? We need not worry about all that. There is someone in between who does all that. That is the job description of that someone in between. Our job description is to serve sincerely, selflessly. And who is that someone in between the two? Paramatma is there. Same Paramatma is there in our heart and the heart of the Guru. And the same Paramatma will do the needful. When we are sincerely serving, he will tell the spiritual master, and spiritual master shower his mercy onto us. Why we have to worry about that? Therefore, the second thing that Narottam Das Thakur is anchoring for is, when will I receive the mercy of my spiritual master, or here Nityananda Prabhu, and when will that day come? By his mercy my heart will be completely cleansed. And then he continues. And he says, Vishaya Charya Kabe Shuddha Bemana Kabe Hama He Rabo Shri Vrindavana. When will that day come? When all my sense gratificatory desires are gone. And now, in that state, I'll be able to get Sakshat Darshan of Shri Vrindavan Dham as it is. When it comes to us, when we go to Vrindavan, we don't see Vrindavan as it is. We just go and see some buildings and some pigs around, some monkeys who remove the spectacles for a fruity, or now they've increased their level, Coke also. Yes. So these are different things that we see. But then we see and hear from the acharyas themselves that what is that real Vrindavan all about? And here Narottam Das Thakur is hankering for that. When will I see that actual Vrindavan? When will I see that actual Vrindavan? When my heart will be completely purified of the sense gratificatory desires. At that time I'll get this opportunity to witness Vrindavan as it is. And same Narottam Das Thakur, in another bhajan, he sings. It's very nicely proved that he's writing all this for us. He is getting Sakshat Darshan of Vrindavan. Very beautiful bhajan. Vrindavana Ramya Sthana Divya Chintamani Dhama Ratana Mandira Manohara. So Narottam Das Thakur is saying, Vrindavana Ramya Sthana Divya Chintamani Dhama. The entire Vrindavan is made up of touchstone, Chintamani. And in that, there's something that is happening. There's a beautiful temple, everything is made up of jewels. And there's something happening there, which Narottam Das Thakur is seeing. Aprata kalindini re Raja Hamsa Keli Kore Tahe shobhe kanaka kamala. There's a beautiful river in Vrindavan named as Kalindi, Jamuna. And in that beautiful river, fresh water, which is like nectar, Abrata, it is surrounded by white swans. Very, very beautiful. Abrata Kalindi Nire, Raja Hamsa Keli Kare. And they're all playing. They're all playing. And in between, there's something that is very special. Tahe Shobhe Kanaka Kamala. There's a beautiful Kanaka Kamal. There's a beautiful Kamal, the lotus flower, which is the golden lotus flower. And Narottam Das Thakur's meditation is so deep. He's saying, what is there in that lotus? And he says, Tara Madhye Hema Pitha Ashtadale Beshteta Ashtadale Pradana Naika. Narottam Das Thakur is saying that okay, such a huge lotus flower is there, and in between there is a section, which is Pita, yellow Pita. Yes, there's a place, a whirl, and there are some petals also there. There are 8 petals, and in that 8 petals, there are the 8 Sakhis of Radha and Krishna sitting around. And then, who are there in between? Tara Madhye Ratnasane Bosiya Che Dui Jane Shama Sange Sundari Radhika. So just imagine a huge lotus flower, golden lotus flower, and there are 8 prime petals there inside. On that, there are Ashta Sakhis who are sitting, and in between, there is a huge throne made up of jewels, and on that, we have Shama Sundar and Srimati Radharani sitting. Now the question comes, oh Narottam Das Thakur, what are you seeing there? What are they doing? At that time, Narottam Das Thakur is saying, O Palavanya Rashi, Ame Apariche Khasi, Hasya Pari Hasya Sambhashane. Narottam Das Thakur is saying, both of them they're sitting. You want to know what they're doing? They're looking very beautiful firstly. Both of them, Shama Sundar and Radhika, they both are looking very, very beautiful. And they both are joking with each other, they're smiling and they're having a nice time. And at that time, Narottam Das Thakur is offering prayers to that beautiful darshan that he is getting. And he says, Narottama dasa koi nitya leela sukhamai sada hi spuruka moramane. Narottam Das Thakur is looking at this darshan and he's saying that may this darshan always remain in my heart forever. He's seeing that actual Vrindavan. He's seeing that actual Vrindavan. It is described, he's described that in Shastra again, that when we perfect the different stages of devotional service, different things are revealed to us. अभी ऐसे नहीं कि क्लास सुनने के बाद we go home and sit like this and then Vrindavan, Ramya Sthan, where is it? Where is it? So it's not going to work like that. Yes. So as we grow in Krishna consciousness, things will be revealed one after another. The first stage is the Nama will be revealed. That is the holy name will be revealed. Now what does that mean? We only have to experience. The basic thing is we'll be able to hear the holy names very clearly. We'll not get distracted here and there. That's the first thing to happen in our life. Sometimes artificially people try to meditate on various forms and various leelas of the Lord and things like that. No, it will be revealed. Artificially we cannot imagine. Therefore it is described that when we perfect chanting the holy names, the first thing that will happen is Rupa of the Lord will be revealed. The form of the Lord will be revealed. And aisa nahi ki now we are seeing the form, so we are not able to hear the holy name. No, both are happening. Perfectly the holy name is heard, and perfectly the devotee is able to witness the darshan also. And the next level after that is Nama, Rupa, Guna. Guna of Krishna is revealed. Various qualities of Krishna are revealed. Then comes Leela, which Narottam Das Thakur is witnessing. The Leela will be revealed. And after that comes Dham, the holy abode of Vrindavan will be revealed. अभी सोचिए हम लोग कहाँ हैं. Sometimes I feel that why do I read Shastra to understand all this? It gives a lot of moroseness. Oh, कहाँ फंस गए? 16 माला ठीक से नहीं हो रहा है. Just think about it. In one round, how many times we are able to hear the Hare Krishna Mahamantra? How many times? We can just think about it. 5 times, 10 times. When mood is proper, we are fresh or whatever, maybe 50 times. But 108 times? Question mark. 16 into 108 times? Big question mark. At least first round, no, that prayerful mood is there and other things. Oh, Lord, please help me, I will chant. And then first round we finish, second round also somewhat. And then after that, all planning starts. This I'll do, that I'll do. Okay, done. Now I'll do. So this is the current pathetic state. But you know what? When we start hankering for this, that I also want to attain that stage of devotional service, then naturally, when the devotee is hankering for these higher stages, he will try to rectify the lower stages of devotional service. He will try his best to focus on the holy name. Oh, I want to take darshan. I want to be on that platform. Even I want to grow in Krishna consciousness. Therefore, we have to hanker for this, that when I will be completely cleansed of my sense gratificatory desires, and when will I be able to witness Sakshat Shri Vrindavan Dham? And then Narottam Das Thakur says, we are coming back to the original bhajan that we were singing. Rupa Raghunatha Pade Hoibe Akuti Kabhama Bhujavo Se Jugala Piriti. He's hankering for something very, very nice. Come closer, behind people are struggling for space. Here also. So here, Narottam Das Thakur is saying that Rupa Raghunatha Pade Hoibe Akuti Kabe Hama Bhuja Bose Jugala Piriti. When will that day come in my life when I'll be attached or I'll be hankering to read the works of Rupa and Raghunath, Rupa Goswami and Raghunath Das Goswami. When he says Rupa Raghunath, he means all the 6 Goswamis as well, 5 Goswamis. Yes. So, no, 6, all 6 of them, because he's Narottam Das Thakur, is the next generation. So it's a very nice thing, which we can take in our context. That when it comes to us, if somehow we can get taste for reading Srila Prabhupada's books, maza aa jayega ekdam. Yes. Just imagine you're sitting for reading Srimad Bhagavatam, and then it's already 1 hour, and you're like, no, you don't want to, and then you're sitting and reading, it's 2 hours, and you don't want to close it. किस साथ होता है ऐसा? होता है somehow 30 मिनट का पढ़ाई करके बंद and sadhana report signed and sent. I've done for today. And then you say the counselor is asking, what did you read? So 30 minutes I read. No, what did you read in that? 30 minutes. Bro, I swear I read for 30 minutes. I read for 30 minutes. So therefore, this attachment for the instructions of the Acharya, attachment and attraction towards or taste for reading the works of the Acharya is very, very important. And see, these are things that we can hanker for. Now someone might say, Prabhuji, Sakshat, Vrindavan and all, upar se gaya. But ye to niche hi hai. We can always hold this. When will I get taste for reading Srila Prabhupada's books? Ye to bahut basic hai. And the day we start getting taste for reading Srila Prabhupada's books, things will be revealed to us. We will not get deviated here and there. And literally, Prabhupada has given everything in every book. This is the best thing. All the devotees who have completed certain books of Srila Prabhupada, big books of Srila Prabhupada, you can go back and read any small book of Srila Prabhupada. And you will see that the highest philosophy Prabhupada has put in the small book of some 40-50 pages. You'll see that. Means initially we might not understand what Prabhupada has given when we start reading the small books. But with time, as we keep reading, and by the mercy of superiors, when we start understanding also, then this will happen. Therefore, it is said that 3 levels of reading. So what is that information? You read and you get information from that. That is good for devotees who come initially. They'll, oh, this is a very nice pastime, or this is a very nice information, note it down. The next level to that is understanding. Now we have read, we have got the information, we understand also by the mercy of Guru and Krishna. And the next level of that is realizing that what we have read. That's the next level. So information, understanding, realization. And how do we make out difference between understanding and realization? We're able to understand, but to implement becomes very difficult. But when we realize, implementation is just a byproduct. This is the difference. Information से ज़्यादा कुछ नहीं होता. Information से only we do prachar. Many times devotees say, "Oh, I'm just doing prachar. I'm not able to implement." I said, "You're on right path. Only prachar, no achar. Right path. This is what the preacher is supposed to do." Therefore, it is very, very important that we understand that this is something that we should surely aspire for. That when will I be attached and develop taste for reading the works of Srila Prabhupada? देखिए, मरने से पहले पूरा पढ़ के मरना चाहिए. He has written in 12 years, he struggled so much and he wrote all that. And sometimes devotees say, "Prabhuji, इतना सारा books, मुझे लगा भागवत का मतलब एक book, इसलिए मैंने खरीदा था." And then people see those 18 volumes and 18 volumes, Prabhuji, घर में जगह नहीं है. I've heard devotees saying that. Yeah. Okay, see, just imagine, for us we are saying, "Oh, so voluminous, how will I read?" Think about, it is so voluminous, how did Prabhupada write? And whom did he write for? For those people who are saying, who will keep these books in home? Those people who feel that, oh, how will I finish all this? हमारा सिचुएशन ये कि हमें सिर्फ फिनिश करना है रीड करके, बस और कुछ नहीं. The books are already there. The only thing is you have to invest time and read and understand. And by the mercy of Guru and Krishna, realize the same. Therefore, this is called as prayerful reading. Before we start reading, how to get taste? Before we start reading, we have to pray that, "Oh Srimad Bhagavatam, now please bless me. Oh Srila Prabhupada, Guru Maharaj, please bless me. So that today, in this reading, many things will be revealed to me by which I become more serious in Krishna consciousness and anchor to attain Krishna." You will see Bhagavatam is Kalpataru. It will reveal whatever you want. Those gems will come out of Srila Prabhupada's purport. Many times when we hear senior devotees, they'll say, "Prabhupada wrote in so and so shloka in this purport, this particular line." And we're wondering, कल तो पढ़ा था मैंने, कहाँ है ये? Prabhuji, शायद आपकी book में, मेरे book में नहीं है. Yes. And then when we go back and read, yeah, it is there. Now how is that devotee is able to, or how is that line was clicking to that devotee and it didn't click for us? It's all about clicking. You have read it, and for us some lines are clicking, for him some other lines are clicking. Why? Because the hankering that devotee has is different from the hankering that we have. Therefore, in life, what matters is hankering. What are we hankering for? And finally, Narottam Das Thakur, he ends this entire bhajan where he says, "Rupara Gunatha Pade Prabhu Mora Asha Prarthana Koro Sada You're very beautifully saying that when will I develop attachment to the lotus feet of Rupa and Raghunath? Kabhi aayega wo din. As of now, I'm attached to so many different things in this world. But when will I get attached only to the lotus feet of His Divine Grace, HG Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada? You know what? Those devotees who are attached to lotus feet of Prabhupada, they're ready to do anything for Prabhupada. Many times you ask, these Prabhupada disciples, how is that these devotees are doing all this? How? ये सोते 3 घंटा, खाते कम, और इतना काम करते. How? Because they're attached to the lotus feet of Srila Prabhupada. You can imagine that scene where Srila Prabhupada visits London. And before he visited London, he will visit only those places where the centers were coming up. And at that time in London, there was a center that was coming up by the effort of 3 Grihastha devotees. 3. And when Prabhupada went there, Prabhupada was so happy and he made a statement. Prabhupada said that my Guru Maharaj, sannyasi disciples, they were also sent here, but they were not able to do what you people have done. Can you imagine how much bliss Prabhupada was feeling for them? And again, Saraswati was there, if I'm not wrong, she was very small. And these three couples were sent there, and they went. They didn't think twice. Why? Because they were attached to the lotus feet of Srila Prabhupada. Prabhupada went to Russia. 3 days he gave crash course. The entire Gita course in 3 days. To that one devotee, Ananta Shanti Prabhu. And he initiated him. And he left. Now he's the only person initiated devotee of Prabhupada. And Prabhupada didn't teach him anything else apart from a little bit whatever he could in 3 days. In 3 days, Prabhupada also, he writes, Shyam Sundar Prabhu, he narrates also, because Shyam Sundar Prabhu went with Prabhupada to Russia at that time. Shyam Sundar Prabhu says a lot of time went in searching for vegetarian items there. They were not able to get milk and grains and fruits. So abhi jo bhi bacha hua time tha usme, Prabhupada taught something to him, he got attracted to Prabhupada, Prabhupada initiated him. Now Prabhupada always was tensed that further information, how that further information can be given, how that further knowledge of Krishna consciousness can be given. This was the thing that Prabhupada had in his mind. And if I'm not wrong, there was an Australian lady disciple of Prabhupada. So at that time, Prabhupada asked that I want you to do something. And she said, whatever you tell, I will do. And Prabhupada said, I want you to go and marry that devotee in Russia. Mataji, how many of you will be ready? Just think about it. And maybe Mataji will be able to relate, will not be able to relate much. And the scene is that jaake shadi karna hai, and it is for sure. Because that checking would be happening many times there, quite often in a day. It was sure that she will be caught and she'll be thrown out of Russia. This was for sure. But she said, Prabhupada, I'll do it for your pleasure. And she went. She got married to this Prabhuji. She taught deity worship and various other things to Prabhuji. And same thing, she was thrown out of Russia after some time. And she remained out and she was communicating with him and she was helping him in various ways. This is called as Nishtha, Bapre. Zyada ho gaya aaj ke liye. This is called Guru Nishtha. Yeah. That's what is Narottam Das Thakur anchoring for. When will this Guru Nishtha come to me? When Prabhupada says, chant 16 rounds attentively and follow 4 relative principles. Sometimes the newcomers ask, Prabhu, charo regulative principle follow karna? Ek kam koi concession somewhere. 4 regulative principles. And 4 regulative principles to start with on the gross platform, and it has to go to the subtle platform also. Even subtly also, you're not supposed to break 4 regulative principles. And you know when that will happen? When we develop this attachment to the lotus feet of the Acharya, our spiritual master. Therefore, even today we see the Prabhupada's disciples. Those disciples who are attached to the lotus feet of the spiritual master and Prabhupada, they're able to do massive service for ISKCON. Massive. And I've seen Grahastha devotees doing that. So many Grahastha devotees doing so much of massive service. कभी कोई समझ नहीं आता इनके पास 24 घंटा ही है कि 48 hours are there. How they're able to do so much of service. And one thing is very clear, that because they have this higher aspiration of pleasing their spiritual master, and since they're doing it with so much of intensity, Krishna arranges for the time. Krishna arranges for the time. And one of the devotee here, one of the senior devotees of our temple, when I met him, he was telling me that this is much before lockdown. Because he's like 3-4 decades back a devotee. Means he started practicing bhakti at that time. So he was telling me that at that time itself I told my manager that I cannot work for so much of time, so many hours. I can work only this many hours. And I want to do work from home. So how much you want to pay, you pay. And guess what? He was such a brilliant person that the company hired him and they were paying good amount also. And he was working only for those many hours. And he was doing work from Mayapur, Vrindavan, Chennai, Kerala, etc. Now also Prabhuji is doing that. And when I was asking Prabhuji, how all this happened? How are you getting time for doing all this? And I vividly remember we were sitting in Brahmacharya Ashram and that Grahastha devotee was sitting there and I was asking this question. And he was telling me that If you're sincere, Krishna will make sure you'll get time. Isn't that amazing? And I can see his attachment towards Prabhupada. Huge attachment, huge attachment. So these are the hankerings that we have to develop with time. This is what is the hankering that we have to develop for various different things which will help us to get closer to Krishna and attain Krishna this very life. Therefore, one thing which I would like to tell and conclude, that if we hanker for these things intensely in our life, tell me why Krishna will not sanction. If Krishna can sanction cigarette and alcohol for those people who are intensely hankering outside, tell me who sanctions? Krishna only, no. Krishna only sanctions the alcohol and cigarettes also. Yes. If Krishna can sanction alcohol and cigarette for these materialists outside because they are desiring intensely, if as a devotee, if I desire intensely to attain Krishna this life, why will he not sanction that particular thing? The only thing is, वो hankering करने से पहले हिचकिचाते हैं हम लोग. पता नहीं बहुत ऊपर लग रहा है वो. Will I be able to get? We get it or not, it doesn't matter. What matters is, am I hankering for it or no? Am I praying for it or no? That matters. Another very important thing is, if we develop such hankering, it will be the best service for the mission of A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Why it will be a service? Because it is contagious. If we are hankering, that will become contagious to others also. They will also start hankering for Krishna. And in any place where devotees are hankering for Krishna, the entire community will be united because everyone is just having one point, that is Krishna. There is no point other than Krishna, that is oneself. There will be no ego clashes, there will be no fights, only attaining Krishna, that's it. Can you imagine what amazing situation that will be? And finally, by such hankerings, and Krishna, when he sanctions, when he bestows his mercy onto us, and at the time of death when someone comes and asks us, Prabhuji, does the process works? And with thumbs up we say, it works. Thank you very much. Grantraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki, Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki. Any questions? Yes.
Translation says, wanders on the path of progress and eventually embarrassed. Embarrassed for what? Embarrassed for what?
So it is related to previous verses and this one. So Prabhuji is asking, in this way he wanders on the path of material progress and is eventually embarrassed. So he goes around, and basically this entire material processes of taking birth, getting married, and etc., etc., etc. So in the previous verses it is there that how family members will come and steal away all the wealth, how they trouble and all that. So he gets embarrassed by all that.
Regarding his taste for holiness, part of the YouTube channel called Anand, those devotees every day morning, they sit for chanting on YouTube channel.
Yes.
But he has a Zoom YouTube channel. There is a waiver that you can get up and go. For people who sit on the Zoom, they are not supposed to get up. And weekends they chant 32 rounds. Their special day they chant 64 rounds. And there are some days they chant 128 rounds. And Prakash Thakur disappearance or appearance, I don't know, 192 rounds.
Yeah.
And people who are sitting on the Zoom, they are mandatory, they have to finish their rounds and get up. So there are devotees in Mumbai, sir,
Yes,
I know,
yes.
who are chanting 192 rounds quite often in a year.
Yes. I know those devotees since I was from Mumbai. Very, very fired up devotees.
And one Vrindavan Prabhu who gave a class here, I was just checking the notes, I have the notes. 2018 he came.
Okay.
He is one of the associates of Anand.
The one who wrote the book Tukaram.
I don't know.
Okay.
He is from Maharashtra only. He gave class here.
Yes,
He
yes,
gave
yes.
class
Vrindavan
very
Prabhu.
much here, Vrindavan Prabhu. 128 rounds, like he's conducting wedding of his daughter, children basically. That day also, previous day and next day, he did not miss his rounds. He finished his 120.
Haribol.
Slept for only 2 days. This was told by Anand Vrindavan Prabhu in one of the classes.
Jai, Jai.
This devotee slept only for 2 hours, but he finished his 128 rounds.
Jai. Taste. इसको कहते हैं taste. Yes.
Prabhuji, in the class you mentioned about dreams.
Dreams.
Is there any significance of dreams other than our memories and subconsciousness?
To be frank, at our level, we should not give much importance to dreams. Say good dreams, no, doesn't matter. Bad dreams also doesn't matter because we have taken shelter of Krishna. So it doesn't matter. Yeah, so I don't think we need to give any attention towards that. If we get some dreams where those are spiritual, then it's very good. It means our impressions are becoming better and better with time. And something bad appears, I don't think we should worry. Krishna will take care. Anything else?
Talking about taste of
Yes.
reading. Sarvabhaum was telling in the previous class about Shadagoswam. They used to eat like whatever atta they used to get and they something not eat. He said, इतना ही खा के या नहीं खा के लिख सकते हैं हम लोग पनीर खा के पढ़
Hari bol. Hari Hari. Jai. So thank.
These lines will make us little bit hurts.
Yes, it hurts. It hurts. One devotee was sharing that very heavy, but we can always meditate. That when we dance in the kirtan and when we have feast, only those people have the right to participate in that who are intensely practicing bhakti, who are doing something for the mission of Srila Prabhupada. And I was a newcomer and sitting and hearing that, "Aaj feast nahi milega mujhe." Yeah. Okay, thank you very much. I have to proceed for another class. I'm very happy to be here. If you're pleased with any of the statements of today's class, please bless me and pray for me so that I hanker for attaining Krishna this very life. Thank you.